Yeah, one of my best friends growing up. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lynette Carrington with Scottsdale.com. This morning I'm coming to you live from J. Levine Auction and Appraisal on the southeast corner of Scottsdale and Shea. Today marks the first of 3 days of really exciting auctions. There's going to be art, there's going to be jewelry, there's going to be furniture, there's going to be collectibles, there's going to be a little bit of everything, and you can come on down and get in live on the action, or you can also join online. And joining me today is the owner of Prudence. Right behind me is Prudence. She is this gorgeous pink 1961 Imperial Crown Coupe, and Johnny is reluctantly giving her up. She'll have a new owner by the end of the night. You have to tell me this story about Prudence. How did you come to own her?
Prudence was an accidental discovery. I happened to be cruising around the Barrett Jackson auction site 30 years ago, and she was in the parking lot. I took one look and I decided this is the car that I was born to get. So I went out and made a deal with the owner who wasn't in love with her, who didn't like her. Yeah, she was a poor little thing, but he wanted an Oldsmobile, and I happened to have one. I had a pink Oldsmobile, so we traded my pink Oldsmobile for his pink Imperial, and it was a perfect arrangement.
Fantastic. Yeah. Prudence is a garage queen. You've had her for what, about 30 years now?
30 years. She's never left the garage except to go and get some gas.
That's fantastic.
Never been out in the sun. This is bringing her here was the first time she was driven in the sun.
She's absolutely gorgeous. What precipitates the sale? Why are you putting her over to a new owner now?
Well, you know, time waits for no man. I'm 70, and I may have another 50 years left to live, who knows, maybe 5 years, but she needs to go to someone with energy and money and fresh commitment. I've enjoyed her for 30 years. I don't want to be greedy and hug her any longer, so I'm hoping that someone will take her home and with the same passion that I had once upon a time.
Sure. We have so many wonderful car collectors here in the state of Arizona. I'm sure somebody will be interested in checking out Prudence. Again, she is up for auction at J. Levine Auction and Appraisal in Scottsdale. She will go up for auction today. And you can also go online to see more about the auction at jlevines.com. That's JLEVINES.com. Now, Johnny, you have another item up for auction as well. Tell me about that.
That is a Tibetan tanka. Tanka is what the Nepalese and the Tibetans call their religious paintings.
Sure.
And like every tanka, it shows the life story of Buddha, called the Ramayana. And I happen to be, I was a wild hippie 40 years ago, and I was in 1970. I was in Kathmandu, and I saw this little hole-in-the-wall store with tankas just draped everywhere. And I snuck in and said, "What have you got?" And they showed me that tanka, and I said, "That's the one I want." It's original, it's not a copy. 90% of the tankas out there today, 95% are copies. And there's no, the one I picked up was absolutely original, perhaps 200 or 300 years old, I don't know, but the exquisite detail is beyond belief. Every line is beautiful. I saw it, I fell in love, and I picked it up, took it back to London. A friend of mine mounted it on plywood, yes, and I've been carrying it. It's been mine ever since. 40 years. It's been wonderful. Prudence and my tanka.
That's
my
fantastic.
two most treasured possessions.
Now, you are going to be moving, I understand.
Yes.
What you may not know about the owner of Prudence, Johnny Rosen, is that he is an international man of mystery. He was a self-proclaimed hippie. He lived all over the place, and you were also involved in sort of a high-profile at sea drama / tragedy, isn't that correct?
Yes, it was.
Can you share that story with our viewers?
Sure. I hate flying, and so I decided when I went to Europe 4 years ago to see my friends in Sweden, I had to sail by ship. I've always always had a passion for ships in the sea. And I was in the Israeli Navy a long time ago, so I found a container ship that carried passengers, a small number. And I booked passage to Europe, and little did I know, it was a ticket to an amazing adventure. The container ship exploded in the middle of the Atlantic. Something inside a container, chemicals or whatever, but the passengers and the crew were at the back of the ship so I wasn't hurt at all. And sadly, 3 guys died, very sad, but the ship survived. And it was a burning, flaming hulk, a wreck by the time we were rescued, but they're rebuilding it right now. It didn't sink.
Sure.
So that was an amazing, very lucky experience. I was lucky.
Was that 2011 or 2012?
2012.
2012, and they're still fixing that
They're
ship.
still fixing it at the Jade Visa harbor in northern Germany. That's right. So that was an amazing adventure. Just another adventure that I've been lucky enough to have. You know?
Well, we wish you much success on your next adventure as you move across the country.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your treasures with us. And we are also going to be speaking with Josh Levine, who is the auctioneer for these wonderful items. So let's go over here and meet Josh. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Josh. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. Thanks to Johnny for signing these wonderful items. That's great.
There are some really wonderful items out here. Tell us what else people can expect over the next 3 days.
This auction has everything under the sun. It has bronze works, art, original works of art, jewelry, coins, you name it. There's Art Deco furniture that I know you had your eye on.
I
mean, it's just a beautiful collection. A lot of it comes from another very famous celebrity, local celebrity, estate. They've asked us not to use their name. I'll tell you off camera.
I'll pry that information out of you.
Yes. They just asked us to keep, because the family's kind of private about it, but it was their father's collection. He's very well known here in Arizona, and that's where all the art and all the Native American items come from. And so it is really an Arizona collection. I mean, the rugs in here, the finest Native American collection we've ever had, the beadwork. The Herd Museum actually, the basket collection, so they have that, but we got everything else. I was surprised they didn't take the beadwork because it's all 1890s Plains Indian.
Wow.
And this family, the gentleman had been collecting this stuff in Arizona since the 50s, and he would take it as payment, or I can tease you a little bit, for car payments.
Oh,
So you might be a
interesting.
famous car guy, so that's just a little tease. You might be able to figure it out.
One of the things that's really interesting about this 3-day auction is that people can actually come to the J. Levine site for an up-close and personal look. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're doing something new that I know no other auction house in North America is doing. We're using a company, and I'll even tell everybody how we're doing it. It's called Matterport, and what they do is they come in with this special camera that shoots this entire room in this high-resolution 3D. It's kind of like you see in some expensive home tours, but complete, where they'll do like a fisheye view and you can zoom around and look, but this is different. You can actually walk through like virtual reality, walk through our gallery, look in the showcases like you're here. The reason I do it is the online bidder, they see a beautiful online catalog with a Photoshop picture, but they don't have an idea of scale. People, seeing is believing, and when you see a bronze and a statue and it says, I'm 19 inches tall, or I'm 5 feet tall, but the picture's this big, your mind creates its scale.
Sure.
Now when you can see a bronze next to the car, you know she's about 4 foot tall. But if you see her she could be a Monopoly piece. Your brain might process her as that. So we're trying to immerse people. I dream of the day, like, because everything's going online now, but I still believe in the live auction and immersing people. I really truly believe you will virtually be at the auction, be able to look around the auction and you feel like you're there. I believe the competition that's created by that is better for the seller. I mean, it really is. Because when people are here, they can't be as calculating as they are online. It's kind of like, you get emotional when you're here. So any way I can get people here, it's the best way. And I think with the internet, and social media in general. It's all getting closer and closer and closer. I think we'll soon be holograms appearing in people.
Right?
You know, that means my mom will stop over to visit me as a hologram. That's terrifying, but it's.
So if you want to come out to the auction, just stop over at J. Levine's. They're on the southeast corner of Scottsdale and Shea in Scottsdale.
You can tell them it's the old Buzz nightclub.
It's the old Buzz nightclub, and before that it was the Windmill Dinner Theater. Yes, that's how long I've been here in the Valley.
Wow.
I was there. I know. I've just dated myself horribly. Anyway, come on down and take part in the auctions. If you want to go online, you can check out jlevines.com, JLEVINES.com for all of the action at this live auction over the next 3 days. And we also have a preview of some of the neat items that are coming up next month.
Oh yes.
Check this out.
Sue's trying to get me to get the sword on camera. Yeah, we're really holding history here.
Wow.
It's a brigadier general from the Civil War. This is his presentation sword that was given to him in 1865. That is really gold on this sword.
Look at that.
Yet most presentation swords were made to just be pretty. This is actually a German-made sword that is a fighter. It cost it was $1,500 in its day, which was about $150,000 by today's standards. Every man in his regiment gave $1 for it, which that was a lot of money. And he was known for, he was a general that was on the field fighting. He was not sitting back in a tent telling people what to do. If you read about him, he was in the Kentucky 4th Infantry, and if you read about him, what an amazing man. Not quite as amazing a story as Johnny's story, but this guy he fought in many skirmishes. And valor, he has like 5 valor accommodations where he like went down on the field and like saved a bunch of people's
Wow.
lives. He became the first governor of Utah, and what went on after that, the disagreements between the Mormons and the U.S. government just got interesting with this guy, because the U.S. government said he's the governor, and the Mormons said no, we'll pick our own. So history was made. This guy went to New York, he went to D.C., and then he was sent to the Deep South to fight the Klan in skirmishes in the 1870s, when they really were like a quasi force that they would get on horseback and run through towns and raid.
Wow.
The U.S. government actually fought them, and he was part of that. So it's on Wikipedia, so it's true. But no, it actually is. It's historically accurate. But
And what do you think that something like this might go for at auction next month?
without it, without exaggeration, the last 3 Civil War brigadiers general swords have sold at auction for $100,000, $500,000, and $1.6 million. The $1.6 million was Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay.
The gentleman that sold for $100,000, Brigadier General, whom I'd never heard of, couldn't find much information on. $500,000 was of this caliber. So I think it's $250,000 to $500,000 sword.
That's amazing. And when is that auction
The
going to take place?
last 3, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of July. At the end of July, we're doing it, and again, it's an Americana sale. We have carnival items. We have items from Zane Gray's estate. We have also have items from Custer's family's estate. Custer did not have children, but his brother, this is all of his family.
Wow.
And they went on to own Playland, which is a famous amusement park in San Francisco.
Right.
And we have all of when they demolished the place in the 70s, she took everything home. We have carousel horses from the 1890s, and it's more of an Americana sale. We just received a quilt that is signed by 3 presidents. It's a huge Americana quilt that was built. It was put together in 1880, and it has 3 presidents, about 40 senators, 2 governors, all from 1880s.
Wow.
Really cool piece. It's Americana.
That's amazing.
It'll be like a museum in here.
I want to make sure you have your hands on
Oh
it.
yes,
You don't
I
want
do.
to drop
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The blade is just amazing with all the work on it too.
That is
Gold
beautiful.
inlay.
So, J. Levine's is in Scottsdale. J. Levine Auction and Appraisal, southeast corner of Scottsdale Road and Shea. This is a 3-day auction, and this will be next month. But there are so many neat things that are going to be included in this auction. So just come on down and check it out. How late are you going to be here tonight?
Tonight we'll run till about 6 o'clock.
Okay, so on your lunch, get in your car, come on down, or when you get off work tonight, come on over and check out all the fabulous items they have. It's really so exciting. Thank you so much.
Oh, no,
for
my
joining us.
pleasure.
It's been such a pleasure
stuck in a
speaking with
sword.
you. Hang on to that
Yes.
sword. That's worth a lot of money.
It's going
so
back
I
in the
hear.
safe room, yes. Thank you so much.
I'm Lynette Carrington with Scottsdale.com. I'll see you out on the town.